Hello, hello. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Just hopping on here to do a little bit of chair yoga. As you can see behind me, there's a chair that I'm going to place somewhere where you can see well. And before I get too chatty, let me know if you can hear me. You can't see or hear. Okay. Well, that's a problem. Let me see what I can do. On my end, it seems to be working fine. So, okay, sweet. All right. Yay. That's good. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Laya. And today's session is going to be a chair yoga session, meaning we will be seated throughout the practice. I have a chair behind me. It's not a special chair in any way, shape, or form. It's just a nice, sturdy chair. Now, when I say sturdy, I mean it doesn't have wheels. It doesn't move around a lot. It's pretty stable. I mean, it's a little bit wobbly, but it is stable enough. So you could do this practice seated on a chair. You could also do this practice mostly on the ground. I will be offering different variations and different options just so that you can do what works for you. Now, let me know how you're feeling if you want to check in the chat. Otherwise, feel free to check in for yourself. Yes, you can do this practice on the edge of your bed. Absolutely. So if you want to, that is something that you can do. So again, just get creative wherever space you have. So this is a great practice, whether you are at your office, whether that office is away from home or at home, whether you are in your room and all you have is your bed. It's great if you don't have a lot of space. But also, if you wanted to take it to the ground, I will be offering here and there a few options to do this also on the ground. So the idea is just to do it with what you have. It's going to be a full body stretch, meaning that we will be working on most parts of the body. But again, depends on your mobility, the access that you have to certain spaces today. The important thing is that you listen to yourself and only do as little or as much as works for you right now. Yes? So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I can see them now since I'm close, but once I go sit at the chair, I won't be able to see much of anything because, my eyeballs don't see this far. But then I can get to those questions at the end where we will have some time to connect. All right, what you will need for this practice, I will repeat, is either a chair that is sturdy. So if your chair happens to have wheels, make sure that you lock them or that you set yourself in a place where you are sturdy and steady. Also, having a wall nearby may be helpful for some of the postures. If perhaps you also had blocks, those may be handy to have, but not necessary. So I'm not going to be using them today, just so that I want to make sure that you can do this practice without needing much of anything. So I'm going to go ahead and sit on my chair, and I hope that you do the same. So sit on your chair, edge of your bed, wherever, maybe your couch even. And just take a moment to place your feet firmly on the ground. Roll your shoulders back and down, lengthen your neck, and just notice the length and the strength of your spine. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose or your mouth. Again, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose or your mouth. One more deep breath in and out. Allowing yourself to arrive into the moment, into the practice, no matter what time of day it is. But consider what brought you to wanting to move and breathe and connect to yourself. Is there an intention that you want to set for this practice? Take a deep breath in and let it go. Ground through your sitting bones a bit more. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, start to bring your right ear toward the right shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Back through center. As you inhale, keep the length of the spine. Exhale, look over the right shoulder. Inhale back through center. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Back through the midline as you inhale. Exhale, lower your chin to your chest, opening through the back of the neck. Inhale, lift your chin. Perhaps your gaze rises as well as you open through the throat. And on your exhalation, bring your neck back to neutral. Ground through your sitting bones again. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lengthen through the neck again. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right ear to the right shoulder and stay here. Or bring your right hand over your left ear, creating a little bit more sensation. Perhaps you even extend your left arm out. Notice what happens if you lower your chin up or down. It may change the sensation. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, release both arms. Bring your neck back to neutral. Inhale. And on your exhalation, take your time to take the left ear to the left shoulder. Stay here. Or maybe take your hand across the head, resting it on the top ear. Maybe your right arm extends to the side. Breathe. Recognize what feels good right now. And let yourself be there for a breath or two. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Release the arms. Bring your neck back to neutral. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhalation, lower your chin to your chest. Now, as you do so, let your back go back toward the backrest or toward the back wall, rounding and lowering your gaze toward the navel. As you inhale, lift your chest, draw the hands toward the hips. Lift your gaze if you'd like, arcing your spine. And as you exhale again, slide your hands forward down the thighs, round your back and look down. A couple more like that at your own pace. Inhale to open and lift, arcing the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades gently toward one another. Exhale, round your back, gaze down. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Bring your spine to neutral. Relax your shoulders down the back. Find length. Inhale, take your arms out to the sides. Allow your palms to flip up and your thumbs back. And on your exhalation, rotate your thumbs forward. Roll your shoulders a little bit forward. Maybe your gaze lowers down. Inhale, flip your palms up. Lift your gaze a little. Notice the rotation of the arms. Exhale, switch the rotation. One more. Inhale to open. External rotation. And inhale. Flip your palms up toward the sky. Inhale, reach both arms up. Unite your palms overhead. Now interlace your hands and flip the palms to face up toward the ceiling. Ground down through your sitting bones. Maybe you adjust your seat a little. And first, let your shoulders relax. So maybe your elbows remain soft. Reach through the heels of the hands to the wrists. Breathe in. Maybe you lengthen a little bit more, but notice if your shoulders lift up a lot or you lose space of your breath. And on your exhalation, let yourself lean just a little bit to the left. You don't have to go very far. If your right sitting bone starts to lift up, maybe you come off the stretch a bit. Inhale back through center, find length. And on your exhalation, lean a little bit more toward the other side. You don't have to go very far. Keep your sitting bones evenly grounded. Inhale, come back through center. And on your exhalation, release your fingertips. Maybe make fists or not, but move your wrists in circles as you bring your arms all the way down. Release your arms next to your body, facing your palms forward in this seated mountain pose. Let your shoulders relax away from the ears. Inhale, take your arms out to the sides. And on your exhalation, bend your elbows and start to let your hands rest toward the shoulders. For some folks, they may touch the shoulders. For some folks, the hands maybe are floating. It doesn't really matter. And start to take circles with your elbows. They don't have to go very fast. They don't have to be very large. Just find a range of motion that works for you and that you can let your breath and your movement aligned to one another. A couple more breaths here. And then pause, inhale. And as you exhale, reverse the circles. Now let them go the other way. Make sure that there's no pain. If there is, reduce the range of motion or perhaps stop the movement altogether. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Open your arms wide to the sides again. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhalation, start to take a twist toward the right. So your left hand rests on your right leg or right thigh. And your right hand can be on the side of the chair or the backrest, or perhaps on your hip if you don't have a backrest. Lengthen through your spine as you breathe in. Let yourself twist maybe a little bit more toward the right as you breathe out. Can you let your breath remain expansive? One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Keep your left hand on your right knee for leverage. And on your inhalation, start to reach your right arm straight up or let it rest behind your head. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lean toward the left side. You don't have to go very far. Use your arms as leverage to open and stretch. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your torso back to neutral. And then start to stack your right elbow over the left, crossing the arms in front of you. And your hands can start to go toward opposite arms or shoulders. Or if you rather, you can start to bring the backs of your hands toward one another, or even the palms of the hands toward one another. One's not better than the other, so choose palms together, backs of the hands, or hands toward the shoulders. Let yourself be in stillness, or perhaps you move a little side to side as you breathe in and out. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Perhaps a right or wrong way for you to do it right now in a way that is more supportive. So consider what serves you and change your mind anytime you want to. One more breath, inhale and exhale. Pause the movement at the center, open your arms to the sides, breathe in. And as you breathe out, sort of take your twist to the left, right hand, rest somewhere on your left leg. Left hand could grab your backrest or rest on your left hip. Inhale to lengthen from the root all the way to the crown of the head. And on your exhalation, perhaps your twist deepens if that serves you, if there is a benefit. But let yourself breathe as deeply and as spaciously as you possibly can. One more breath here. And on your inhalation, keeping the twist, reach your left arm up. Find length through the left side body. And on your exhalation, lean as little or as much as you want toward the right, utilizing your left hand to create leverage. So you rotate the right rib cage slightly forward and the left rib cage slightly back as you stretch from fingertips to fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come through center, torso to neutral. Now this time stack your left arm over the right, crossing at the elbows. Maybe your hands come toward opposite shoulders, creating a little bit of movement side to side. Maybe you find the backs of the hands connect or the palms of the hands connect. Movement or stillness are both just as valid. So choose what works for you. Couple more breaths here. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Unravel your arms, open them wide. Inhale, opening through the entire body. Press down through the feet. Extend through the hands. Reach up through the crown of your head. And on your exhalation, lower your hands down to your thighs and let your torso fold forward. Maybe you stay halfway down, allowing your elbows to rest on your thighs and your head to relax. This is a great place to be. You could also start to slide your hands down the shins, letting your chest fold over the legs, and then eventually relax your head down. Maybe you take a moment to shake your head yes and no. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now keep your left hand on the floor in front of you between the feet, or bring your left forearm to your thighs. And on your inhale, bring your right hand to your hip and draw your right shoulder open, taking a twist here. Perhaps your right hand lifts up. So again, your left hand could be on the floor, but see if you're rounding your back a lot. Lift your chest a bit more. Or again, your forearm could be on the thigh, creating more space. Feel free to move your right wrist one way and then the other. Inhale. And as you exhale, find your forward fold again, whether that's your elbows to the thighs or your hands toward the earth. Relax your head. Shake it yes and no as you breathe in and out. This time, bring your right hand on the floor in front of you or your right forearm to your thigh. Inhale, left hand to your hip, twisting to the left, or perhaps you lift your left arm straight up, finding more space as you twist and open. Allow your shoulder blades to relax down the back. One more breath here. Inhale. Maybe move your wrists around one way and the other. And on your next exhalation, lower your forearms to your thighs or your hands down toward the earth. Relax your head. Now you can choose to press down through your feet and rise up using your core, or maybe your hands come to your thighs first. And as you inhale, let yourself rise up. Lift your arms out and up overhead. Unite your palms. Interlace your hands. And as you exhale, draw the elbows toward the midline. Whether your elbows connect or stay separate is up to you. And now move your wrists here either in circles or circle eights. Breathe in. And breathe out, release your hands, maybe shake your wrists, maybe move your head around. And also take a moment here to shake out your legs. One more breath. And then pause. Now start to draw your right knee toward your chest. You could let the foot hang in front of you. You could also scoot yourself a little bit more toward the edge of your seat. And perhaps your heel rests on the edge of your seat. Draw the knee toward the chest, or again, perhaps it floats in front of you. Inhale. And as you exhale, take a few circles here with your right ankle. First one way and then the other. You could also choose to draw the knee out a little bit and let the ankle movement happen with the assistance of your hand. A couple of circles one way and a couple of circles the other. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, slow down the movement, draw your right knee back into your chest, and then move it in and out a few times. There's a sensation that arises on the hips. And letting your breath dictate how quickly you move, how much you move. Allowing the sensations to also invite more or less movement. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Now draw the knee open, and you could choose to cross your right ankle over the left and stay here. Or you could cross your right ankle over your left knee. Yeah, one is a little bit more intense on the hip than the other. Draw the knee open and lift your chest as you inhale. And if the sensation is sufficient, I invite you to stay here. If you would like a little more, perhaps you let your chest go forward, but keep your spine long. Maybe eventually your forearms rest on your leg and you relax your head. For some folks, folding all the way down may be something that occurs today. You could also choose to stay a little bit higher up and move a little side to side. Keep lifting your chest and noticing the sensations. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. If you fold it forward, start to lift yourself back up. Keep your ankle crossed for a moment. Inhale, take both arms out and up, palms unite overhead. And on your exhalation, draw your hands together in front of your heart. Release them down, and perhaps with the hand assistance or not, lower your right leg next to the left. Take a moment maybe to move your feet, to readjust your seat. And eventually in your next inhalation, draw your left knee in. Take a moment to adjust where you want to take the foot. If you want to support it with the seat beneath you or you want to let it float. And then start to create some movement through your left ankle. Maybe a few circles one way and then the other with the ankle moving on its own. Or maybe you'd like to support it by using the hand to create the movement. But that may require a little bit more flexibility of the hip to hike up the leg that high. So consider creating the movement a little bit lower if that's best for your hip. Couple more breaths. And then hug your left knee into your chest, lengthen your spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, draw the knee open. Let yourself move back and forth. Let yourself breathe. A couple more times. And then choose here as you draw your left knee open. If you want to cross ankle to ankle, drawing your left knee to the side and lengthening your spine. Or perhaps you cross ankle over your right thigh. Draw the knee open as little or as much as feels good for you. Inhale, lift your chest a bit more. Notice if what arises is sufficient for you today. And as you exhale, stay, or maybe with the spine long, let yourself go as forward as you want. Recognizing the sensations that arise and letting the breath and your presence do the work. No need to force anything here. One more breath. Maybe you move a little side to side, especially if your torso is up. It might feel pretty nice on the hips and leg. And then if you went forward, slowly press yourself back up. Slow down the movement. Press down through your bottom foot. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, reach both arms out and up. Exhale, draw your hands in front of your heart. Perhaps you lean back a little bit to uncross the leg. Perhaps you use your hands to help the leg come back down. Take a moment maybe to move your legs a little bit, lifting and lowering the knees. Maybe you roll your ankles. And then I invite you to find a comfortable seat. Maybe this time you lean against a wall or the backrest. You could also sit cross-legged if you wanted to. We're just going to go into a few moments of relaxation and grounding and stillness. So soften your gaze or close your eyes. And let yourself notice whatever you notice. Of course, there are sounds of people and nature happening around you. Of course, there's chatter in your mind. But can you draw your attention inward to the essence of how you feel right now? Physically, mentally, energetically. After this short chair yoga session. Take a deep inhalation through the nose, feeling front to back, side to side, top to bottom. Side out through your nose or your mouth, maybe making a little bit of sound. Feel free to bring one hand to your abdomen and one hand to your heart if that resonates with you. And take a moment of gratitude. Consider 1, 3, or 20 things that you are grateful for. Bring them to the forefront of your mind, just for now. And I invite you to repeat within or without. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Deep inhalation. Slow exhalation. Release your hands once you're ready. Let your eyes flutter open if you close them. I hope that you have enjoyed this chair yoga practice, and feel free to return to it anytime at the beginning of your workday, middle, or end that you want some time to move, and perhaps you don't have a lot of space. Or again, maybe you're somewhere where all you have is a chair and you want to do some stretches that are not calling out a lot of attention on you by like rolling out a mat and doing all the things. So I'm going to come a little bit closer just to read the chat and connect a little bit. Hi, Susan. I see that you came in as we started the practice, so I hope that you've enjoyed it. That was a lovely way to end a morning of productivity. If you missed it, this morning we did a productivity session here on YouTube. You can actually find it already posted if you wanted to do it. There were a little bit of technical difficulties at the end, but it was fine. We finished the sprint. Anna was there and some other folks. So, but yeah, how was this yoga practice for you? Please feel free to check in and let me know. Do you practice chair yoga often? Is this a practice that you've never really experienced before, or is it something that you do daily or weekly, or that you've at least tried a couple of times? Oh, I'm well, sorry that you had a leg injury, and I'm glad that you're recovering. See, at work doing this while overlooking the park, yay, that is perfect. Yes, I'm overlooking the forest, so it sounds like we have a similar view. So yes, this was a short yoga practice, 25 minutes of chair yoga. As you can see, you can do it anywhere you'd like. And I would highly recommend that you bookmark it or that you save it so that when you feel like you don't have a lot of time, but you have about a half hour to take care of yourself or a little bit less, you remember that you can do yoga sitting on a chair, sitting at the edge of your bed, like some other folks were doing in this session today, and that it is important to find these spaces to pause, whether it's before you start to create or focus or work, or when you're taking a break. If you know me, you know I love pomodoros and I love doing sprints of work and breaks, and this is one of the things that I love to do on those breaks. I love to sit on my chair right where I am and do a little bit of movement. Yeah, I usually just do it on the mat, but sweet and refreshing. I'm so glad. Yes, yes. Making it accessible for everyone is my goal. It's what I hope to do every day and what I strive to do. So it feels super encouraging when you folks join these sessions and they're beneficial for you. So also consider spreading the love, right? Just liking this stream, leaving comments, things like that make the algorithm happy. It's not something that I should care about, but unfortunately, that is how these things work. So, those are ways to support me, but also consider if these classes serve you, maybe you can send them to a friend that you think would benefit from them. And I try to keep it super light, super simple, because I understand how intimidating some of these practices may be for folks. And I remember being intimidated by them, and finding a way to actually practice yoga that feels good for me and the way that I live my life is wonderful. And I hope that everybody finds the way that works for them, right? So my intention is just to share a few of these practices weekly and periodically, just so that you can snatch the ones that work for you, right? So maybe you join chair yoga and you're like, this one's not really for me. I'd rather move on my mat. Wonderful. Check out the practices on the mat. There's very different practices on the mat as well, right? There are practices that are more active, like vinyasa and flow and ashtanga. And then there are practices that are more accessible and gentle and nurturing, like restorative, gentle yoga, hatha, right? All of those types of yoga that will help you ground down. So, yeah. All right, friends. I hope that you've enjoyed this session. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Also, in the description box, if it's not there yet, it will be soon. I will put all my links so that you can follow me. If you are interested in joining these live streams, whether it's the yoga classes or my productivity sessions, know that the best way to do that is by making sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you turn the notifications on. How you do that is by pressing the bell, and that bell then will send you notifications wherever you get notifications. So make sure that you check your settings, because I know for me that means I get an email. For some people, it may mean they get a pop-up on their phone. I don't get pop-ups on my phone. I'm against those in my life. So yeah. So just know that there are different ways in which you can make sure that you know when I'm going to be going live. I will be doing some more of these pop-up sessions because I enjoyed it very much, and it was lovely to see you folks. So I'm very glad that we were able to be here together in this way. If you are on Insight Timer, just know that I have 2 sessions already scheduled for this week. The staff takes a little bit of time to put them in the app, but I think they should be there by the end of the day for sure. I love working with you too. It is so much easier. I got so much done today. My newsletter is almost done. I also just moved, did some yoga, which is wonderful. And I spent time in community, which also feels wonderful. It is something that I really value. And so whether I sometimes go out and meet people in person, right, or find these spaces, it really matters to me. And it's something that when I can do daily or very often, it really benefits my mental health, right? And it benefits my productivity. So I'm really glad that that you connect to these practices too and that you enjoy them. So if you don't have anything else, I'm going to go ahead and close this session. I'd love to do that by taking a few breaths together since we're here. I know that we just did some yoga, but I can't never have too many conscious breaths. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Let your hands rest on your lap or your knees. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears and lengthen your spine. Feel free to soften your gaze or close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let go. Again, inhale, expanding your belly, your rib cage, your chest. Let go. One more deep breath in. And release. Once you're ready, let your eyes open again, if you close them. Thank you so, so much. I hope that you have enjoyed this chair yoga class, that your entire body feels a little bit more awake, a little bit more stretched, and that whether you have finished your workday, you're about to start, or you're right in the middle of it, you have found this practice beneficial. Until next time, friends, take care and be well. Bye, everybody.